boys. It always favours that end. That's always the scoring end, so we'll see how we go.
Here we go. Third quarter underway. Fleming gets the tap. All the pressure on East Sunbury to do the scoring, and it's straight to Ogilvy, and it's dropped. Dropped 20 out from goal. Jackson's going to try and turn. Gets a handball off here. Lister throws it on the boot. Perfect start to the third quarter. It bounces through, and East Sunbury are back within 2 points. What a start. Fleming with the tap, Ogilvy with the clearance, and Lister finishes it off inside forward 50. 3-6-24, trails 3-8-26, and that took all of 27 seconds at the start of the term.
Just a perfect start for East Sunbury there. They are good tap out of the middle from Ashley Fleming, and they just moved the ball quickly so fast forward, and with that wind advantage just fell to them and kicked a nice goal to start the quarter.
Couldn't ask for a better start there if you're East Sunbury. So they get their third of the day. Back in the middle, Fleming, he'll go up again against Wilkinson yet again, and yet again he'll get the tap out. It'll fall straight to the ground. Name tackled without the ball, and the umpire will call a free kick to Name. He's caught advantage. Not sure if it was actually there or not. Jacanta now inside 50, handballed it to the opposition, and East Sunbury will clear out through Stewart to the clubroom side of the field as the ball now out on the wing. And it's Wolf Graham for Jacanta. Took on a couple of players, got the handball out. Quick kick out, back onto the forward flank there. And it's Jacanta now out on the forward flank, and a handball. They've got the numbers through the middle here as we look through to Clooney, I think it was, who kicked it inside 50, but East Sunbury will run it around and go back out to the clubroom side. Lofty, very high ball, but good enough to take the mark was Ogilvy, still inside the defensive 50.
Well, even in a losing team, he is the leader for best on ground at the moment.
By far.
Cayman Ogilvy kicks into the corridor. Here's Fleming, good contested mark. Risk of 50 from the man who was right on his hammer, but the umpire goes lenient. Now kicked up to the true half-forward position, bowls over a couple. Kimolitis has been thrown down to half-back. Interesting move. And Jacanta with a chain of handballs, trying to get it out of their defensive half of the ground. It's allowed to bounce, and now tumbling and spinning and going in over the top there. Jackson with a big tackle. Have liked his work today, and the umpire hatching it for a little bit, but then says it's 50-50. Adrian Jamieson down on the sidelines.
They're both, Jacanta are playing one back behind the ball, and are probably going to try and get two loose to try and defend this wind.
So the ball, tactically, interesting move. Johnson chasing it out towards the boundary line, and Adrian Jamieson almost getting his first touch of the day as the ball goes over the line for a throw-in.
So, boundary throw-in right in front of the commentary booth, as the ball just trickled over in front of Chris Johnson.
And as we heard pre-game, they have stuck Caval and Mockbell on him. And Mockbell, he is a very decent-sized unit, trying to go with Johnson, who, of course, is still very much a big-bodied player.
Big boy, that's right. So Smith couldn't get the ball out there for East Sunbury, but it does come out and uphill, kicks it along the ground. It's trickled somehow inside the centre square, where it eludes Lister. So Jacanta now, but back on the ground, Lister dives on it, and the umpire calls a ball up. So a ball up will occur at about centre-half forward for Jacanta.
Repeating half-time scores, we have Avondale Heights, who are currently 12-7-79 to Airport West 5-5-35. You can get the scores on our social media networks as well, at EDFL Footy on Twitter, to stay across the scores as we put them up. Thank you to EDFL Life member David McWilliam, who is listening into the broadcast today.
So it looks like it's Anthony Young with the ball at centre-half back for Jacanta. Kicks it across to Wolf Graham. Now on the half-back flank, over on the far side to the commentary booth. Goes straight down the line with his big left foot, and Evans, too strong for his opponent on that occasion, takes the mark on the wing. Gives the handball off, but his teammate standing still, and then a quick chip over. Could be a 50-metre penalty.
Now, by the same standards of that one that East Sunbury got the goal from in the first half, maybe that should have been, but on the wing, Jacanta looking to build.
So, too good there, though. It looks like it's East Sunbury that'll take the mark at centre-half back. They do.
Intercepted there, so now East Sunbury looking to drive it out to the wing. Mark taken, lead-up target there. And so they're within 2 points. They haven't led since we're probably going back to quarter time. Yeah, so it's been some time coming for them. High kick to the top of the 50, all Jacanta back there though. Good mark by Evans. In fact, sorry, it was Kimolitis there who they've thrown behind the ball, and now he goes out to the back pocket, and Wolf Graham, he'll probably look to hug the outer side wing. Thought about going into the corridor, decided better of it. Throws it on the boot. He is a nice kick. This one, though, is sailing and out of bounds on the full, so it's going to be an East Sunbury ball.
So East Sunbury, they've had about the last 4 or 5 inside 50s. They need another goal, though, if they want to get back into this game. It's going to be cut off by Wolfgram, so he can redeem himself here. He's taking the mark on the half-back flank. Looking around, looking to go inboard, just chips it over the top. Finds his teammate now out on the wing, so that Jacanta player looking inboard. They want to get it moving now. They need another goal, Jacanta, to really start pressing, and if they want to get some percentage on Moonee Valley, or to catch Moonee Valley, that is. They go inside, and it's a good mark there by Pointer for Jacanta, right in the middle of the ground. He's got teammates running to the left and to the right. He ignores all of them, goes forward, inside 50, finds a teammate. It's going to bounce to him. Handball over the top, and now that looks like from inside 50, Morrison over the top. He's 1, 2, can't take it. Siciliano takes it off the ground, dispossessed straight away, and East Sunbury will clear out to the outer side of the field.
So bouncing in front of Johnson, and he's gone over there, and
slow to get up.
Sideline came up on him very quickly as well over the line. We've gone 6 minutes. Adam Russell, thoughts on the quarter so far?
I think that the intensity we saw from East Sunbury in that first quarter, it's really back. We saw Jacanta just going forward then, and the Jacanta man, he was just swarmed by three or four different East Sunbury players.
Clearance, Johnson gets it out. That's Chris, of course. Inside forward 50 now for the Jags. Only to about 40 out. Curic all over his opponent. Umpire says it was legal. Mockbell gets the handball away. Dean Johnson now outside defensive 50. All Jacanta, though, and the mark has been taken out there by Jacob Austin. 60 out from goal. Kicks it to the top of the 50. Mark held. Beatty. And now he'll look inside the arc. Kicks it to a contest. East Sunbury defender loses his attacker there in Edis, and it meant that East Sunbury had the extra player. Clever underground handball there from Mockbell, and he gets it out to Ogilvie. Oh, big grab, almost taken by Fleming. He had hands on it and then came crashing down, but that was almost a textbook specky out of nowhere, and Jacanta take back the ball. Kick to the top of the 50. Edis the target. Curic's turn to go for a fly. Got the effective spoil, and now East Sunbury will take the ball away through Stewart, backside of the centre square.
So it's Stewart for East Sunbury. No, it's actually Nan Roosman who had it. They're back inside 50 here to East Sunbury, but Cumulitis, he's just sitting there loose, and he's too big for his opponent, takes the mark, and Jacanta yet again will clear. O'Rourke has it now, out on the outer side, kicks it to Evans, who's taken an uncontested mark, out on the wing, looking inboard, finds Wolfgram, no, in front of him instead is Beatty, who's taken it, and good attack there by East Sunbury. They should be able to gather here and send the ball once again inside 50. Takes on his opponent. It's a chip to about the 50-metre arc, but that's a great mark there by Jacanta at centre half back, and he's a little bit slow to get up there. May have landed awkwardly. I think it's O'Rourke it is, and he'll just chip the ball over to Evans on the half-back flank in front of the Jacanta bench.
Adrian Jamieson, sidelines.
Interesting too, Steve Gray talking to his younger blokes as they were coming off the field, talking about running with the older experienced players, learning from them. It's really good to see a coach trying to teach his young kids, you know, how to play the game properly.
Ball tumbling up to 65 out from the Jacanta goal. Man from Jacanta was tackled without it. That was Naim, and he's going to get the free kick. He was just grabbed before possessing the ball and dumped to the ground. So his free kick, too far out to score, going against the scoring end. Kicks it to about 40 out. Morrison the target. Man in front there did well for East Sunbury. That was McMahon. And now high tackle. It's going to be a Jacanta free kick. And they're going to be lining up for goal here. It would take a very good kick from this distance, though. And it's going to be Edis, who is turning around. He'll have to kick from about 42, 43 metres out. And East Sunbury sending plenty back to the line, including Ash Fleming here. They're banking on it falling short. If Edis gets the distance, this would be a massive team lifter for Jacanta, who haven't scored since half-time. Here comes the kick. It's very much holding up and going wide to the right, out to the pocket. Off hands. It's not over yet. Ogilvie, handball hard up against the boundary line. Clever 1-2 there from uphill. They are working uphill at the moment. Kick still in the defensive 50. Not marked, but it's going to work out for them here. Clever handball by Stewart. And now getting away there with run is Lampard into the centre square. Taken here, and now the opportunity for Van Roosmalen.
So Van Roosmalen gathers the ball, goes now inside to Lister. Lister will gather. They're sitting just forward to centre half back here, right in the middle of the ground. Could have been taken without it. The umpire called play on. Jacanta now go inside 50. The runner needs to get out of the way. Johnson gathers. That's Chris Naim. Gets a quick kick out and over the top. No, Mark, not paid. Play on, said the umpire. We're about 15 metres out from the Jacanta goal. We've got players sitting on it, and the umpire will call a ball up. 15 metres out from Jacanta goal. We've gone just over 10 minutes in this third quarter.
And that kick into the corridor, Jambo, again, so costly.
Yeah, and interesting that Chris Johnson's actually gone forward. He's obviously wants something from him, and he might have a chance here.
Gets a handball out, Naim, throws it on the boot, barely gets the 15 metres. Umpire will still pay the mark, and that's Cam Johnson, who cuts it off at the top of the goal square, heads out to the back pocket, and this is Dean Johnson, who's been very good for his team today, and then kick to about 40 out from the goal who's defending, and that's King, who's a good user, and he'll put that left boot into action and swing it over to Stewart, who's been busy in this quarter. Takes the mark, and he's got a very awkward kicking style, but I reckon his left foot is his preferred foot, you know, guys. Kicks it up to the wing, taken by Collins. It's still a nicer left foot than mine, truth be told. And so, ball on the half-back flank for Jacanta. Kick up to the true half-forward position. Good mark by Naim, getting the arms up there and taking the grab. And now, inside forward 50, over the top, Morrison can't take the grab, still falls at ground level. Who's going to get the crumb? Picked up by Siciliano, got it to Naim. Ball didn't go 15. Edis was trying to claim it out of the air, couldn't bring it to ground, and now players pile in. Handball out towards the goal square, and Rifle is wrapped up in a big tackle by Arnold. And Adrian Jamieson, you mentioned Bell at halftime. I reckon the number 12, maybe we've had a jumper change there, but I'm not sure who's wearing the number 12 for East Sunbury at the moment. Ball is going to be tapped into the post for a rush behind. It's Jacanta's first score of the quarter. They go to 3-9-27. And that leads East Sunbury 3-6-24.
So Fleming now gathers the ball off out on the commentary side of the field. Smith goes inside, still out on the wing. Could have been a 50. Wilkinson ran over the mark there, but the umpire just called him back. So it's Johnson. That's Cam Johnson with the ball now along the wing, but it's going to be cut off here by Jacanta, who copped one on his way through. And that there is Petrucciani, if I've said that right, who'll play on through Evans. Evans now kicks it to Cumulitis, who's sitting at centre half back for Jacanta. He's got the ball, he'll give it back to Evans by hand. They've now switched the play, but he's kicked it in straight to an East Sunbury player, and that is Ogilvie, who's been everywhere today. He's there missed the target. Evans has cut that one off. Back through the middle of the field. Jacanta now looking to press up forward, but it's very hard when you can't hit a target. He takes on one, takes on two. But the umpire from about 50 metres away is called too high, and Jacanta will get the free kick. And it looks like it's McCauley that's got it. He's going to get a 50-metre penalty now.
So there was a bit of afters and a bit of mucking around giving the ball back, and East Sunbury pushed the umpire's patience too far. And the former player, of course, Peter Zazunas, knows all the tricks in the book, and so it's a very generous 52.
It's a big 50.
It's taken Jacanta to the top of the 50-metre arc. The man on the mark will be 49 metres out. And the wind has just died down ever so briefly, so who knows, have a crack. This might be the opportunity to kick a very important goal. Kick into the forward pocket. Mockbell's got front position and can't take the mark. Johnson coming from over the back. It's been a great duel between those two. Edis might have been taken high. Even Adrian Jamieson was waving for a free kick down on the sidelines. Jambo, you've become the coach out there.
That was, yeah, but the umpire was blindsided. Credit to him.
And now hacked out of bounds on the full there by Curick, so it's going to be a free kick to Jacanta. About 60 out from goal, though, still too far to score. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm enjoying this clash here between Mockbell and Johnson. Two very stocky, solid players here, and it's been an entertaining match so far between the Lions champ and the man from East Sunbury.
Might give him some advice here.
Just trying to carve out a reputation for himself.
Go the barrel, Jono.
And so here is Johnson. He'll have to send it 60 into the wind, and he's just looking for an option in the pocket. He does measure the kick ever so perfectly. Perfect. Edis takes the mark, but I would suggest he is still too far out to score as well, because after he goes back over the mark, he'll be 48 metres out from goal.
He actually called that then. He goes, Eddie, and he's just hit him on the chest. You'd love to be getting hit out by Chris Johnson like that every time.
If Edis kicks this, it's goal of the day, no question. We haven't seen any play in this pocket all afternoon whatsoever. It's going across the face, falling in the goal square. Snapped and goaled! And well roved there by O'Rourke. He got forward. He's been playing in defence all day. Pops up with a very important goal. 14 minutes into the quarter. Jacanta get their fourth of the afternoon. And they go to 4-9-33. 9 points up on East Sunbury, 3-6-24.
Yeah, good roving there by O'Rourke. looks like they've switched Cumulitis and O'Rourke up, because Cumulitis is now sitting at about centre-half back. O'Rourke up forward at the moment. I think I'm not sure if he's still up forward, but obviously was then to kick that goal. So they may have just switched those two up in this second half, or definitely for this quarter.
Good goal, and the ball back in the middle now with Jacanta in front by 9 points. The match high margin is 16.
So East Sunbury, Fleming, he'll get the kick out straight inside 50 from the middle, but it's Cumulitis who runs under it. Couldn't take the mark. And Jacanta will now clear through Clooney, who breaks one, and then another tackle. Back inside the centre square, Fleming back with the flight. Took his eyes off it, but good enough there was Spiteri for East Sunbury. The ball now out on the wing, and it's going to be Evans for Jacanta that'll fight it out with Curic over on the outer side. And the umpire may have to ball this one up, which is exactly what he's going to do.
Adam Russell, thoughts on Jacanta just stretching the game again with a vital goal into the wind?
Well, I want to question you something, fellas. Cumulitis was looking like the dominant forward in that first half. Would you have had the guts to swing him back?
Well, it could look like an inspired move. I would say almost certainly Jambo, he'll be playing back in the forward line in the last quarter, so he may as well attach himself down to that end of the ground.
I think so, and the good coaches used to do that in junior footy. Whichever way the wind was going, that was the end you played. But unfortunately, I was always up the other end.
So here comes the kick around the half-forward line. Clean possession for East Sunbury here, and then Jacanta ripping the ball away. And now they're in the van trying to go back in the other direction. Well worked by Petrucciani. And now to the half-back flank. Ball's going to bounce. Siciliano takes it, rises, and then turns onto his right. He's away.
So Siciliano through the middle of the ground. Not a great kick, though. It's going to fall, and East Sunbury are going to charge straight through it. Johnson gives away. No, he thought he stopped there and thought he gave away the free kick. Collins now on the wing. Gets tackled, gets the handball away.
Good tackling.
And now Jacanta will try and get it away. Name, he just stopped. Didn't know his opponent was right next to him there. And King through for East Sunbury will send him forward. And away they go. He should have kept going there. That's Van Roosmalen. He's about 50 out. Can't hit a target. Cumulitis gathers it off his shoelaces and goes out wide. And he'll find Evans on the outer side, who has a paddock in front of him.
Their kicking inside forward 50 has cost them this game, East Sunbury. It's been atrocious. Jacanta, again, even though it's only an 8-point lead, or a 9-point lead, sorry, it feels as though they're stretching the game here. We know they're coming home with the wind. Austin takes the mark, 70 metres out from goal, right in front of the East Sunbury bench. Chips it to the top of the 50. Mark taken by Evans, still too far out to score. Hard up on the club side wing. And now inside the forward 50. Ball is allowed to bounce. Bell coming after his opponent. Umpire says push in the back. It was there all day. And so it's going to be a free kick to Bo Nime. As we heard from Adrian Jamison at half-time, Bell has been sent to tag Nime. And Bo, too far out to score. He's just going to sit this one up to about 35 metres out. Johnson comes through, and Chris Johnson takes the grab. And if anyone's going to get the distance here, you'd fancy it will be Chris Johnson from about 40 metres out when he kicks, maybe 35. And his opponent, Mockbell, unable to stay with him on that occasion. This could be a very important goal. It'd make the margin 15 points. Here's Johnson on an acute angle. Comes in, right foot. It's battling into the wind. It won't get there. And it's tapped away off the goal line by Fleming, who probably could have marked it. Doesn't matter, though, because Ogilvie was first to the spill. Back to Fleming. Now to Dean Johnson. Now to King. And they're going to get away with it. Dean Johnson gets them out of defensive 50.
So Dean Johnson kicks it out of defensive 50, but it's all Jacanta. They'll clean up again, and they'll probably send this one back inside 50, which is exactly what they do. But the ball has gone out of bounds on the full, so it'll be an East Sunbury free kick on the outer side, just inside their defensive 50.
And Adrian Jamison, we saw there just how hard it is to kick goals into the wind. That ball had everything, and it just really almost hit the wall.
Yeah, and it's a bit deceiving down here how strong it actually is, especially down to the Romsey end.
Good tackle there. Probably should have been a throw, but umpire called play on. East Sunbury now. They're out on the wing. And a quick handball in.
Ooh.
Now it's Hawks who looks to take the mark. Got cut off by his teammate there. Risky kick inside the centre square. May come off though for East Sunbury. Quick kick out. And now Vanderkolk gathers. No. Collins from Jacanta gives it to Wolf Graham. He'll chip it over the top. Cumulitis will take the mark. Sorry, not Cumulitis there. That is Petrucciani who has taken the mark. He'll handball it back to Wolf Graham, who on his left finds no opponent but Nime. He's played a pretty good game all day. Gets a quick handball out. And sitting it up perfectly, back with the flight. Probably should have called him back there. Curic now, East Sunbury gets the handball and the kick away. And a few ball watchers there for East Sunbury. They're back in the middle of the ground. But Jacanta may have to clear this one up, but it's going to be Sunbury, actually, that will come out to the commentary side of the ground.
They do, and so the mark not taken, bursts through the hands. This could be costly. Siciliano comes through. Johnson's one-on-one against Mockbell. Johnson can't mark. Well spoiled by Mockbell. Knocks it away from him up to the top of the 50. Johnson now picks up the ball. He's got one hand wrapped up, and the umpire says holding the ball as he's buried in a gang tackle. And that's well done by Curic, coming back there late to wrap up one arm, and Curic might have hurt himself here in the tackle as well. He looks a little bit winded. Dangerous kick. He's conceded 25 metres and now going across the face. Dean Johnson's there, gets the handball out to Rifle, and Rifle now just holds it up. Still only 30 out from the goal he's defending. Can't afford a mistake with the disposal. Kicks it to the top of the 50 in the corridor. It's the sort of kick that's made East Sunbury nervous all day. This one's marked though, and they've got a man loose on the outside. Lampard kicked a goal in the second quarter. Gets the handball off to Van der Klok, and he comes back in board. And now Lampard kicks it up to the centre-half forward position, back with the flight. Can't take the mark. Bishop, he goes through though, can't connect with the ball on his boot, and that is holding the pill. Jacanta come away with the ball.
So umpire called advantage there in the middle of the ground now. Jacanta, East Sunbury. Their disposal up forward hasn't been great, and straight away Jacanta play on. This could be holding the ball. It's going to be. It has to be.
No.
The umpire has called a ball up.
And look at the players. They're livid.
You can't believe it because he's played on and had absolute prior opportunity, but the umpire called play on. Fleming, up he goes, big fist out, but there is no Sunbury player out there, and Jacanta out on the wing all by themselves. This game really being played between the two 50s at the moment. So Morrison gives the handball out, and it's going to be coming back though, because that looks like Mockbell that's taken the mark, who's playing on Chris Johnson, and East Sunbury looking to reload yet again.
So out of their defensive 50, the pressure's been put onto the man here in Lampard. Turns, handball to his teammate, not clean hands though, sold into trouble and now just tapped on, and it's going to be Van der Kolk. He gets one high there from Arnold, and it was right in front of our commentary position in the cameras here. So
accidental.
Yeah, and it looked open-handed as well. But
so you could hear it.
I mean, yeah, you could hear it, and that's why he's obviously struggling to take his kick, and blood rule as well. And with the bench over on the other side of the ground, this means we might actually get a significant delay here. 22 minutes gone. It is East Sunbury 3-6-24, trailing Jacanta 4-9-33, one straight to 1-1 in 22 and a half minutes of this quarter. Adam Russell, it's been very entertaining for such a low-scoring game.
It really has. I think both sides have had opportunities this quarter to extend their leads, but neither side capitalising really. But it's interesting that the team not kicking to the wind advantage end, they've seemed to lift more so than the team kicking with the wind. So East Sunbury might help them out in that last quarter, but I think Jacanta looking good here so far.
And Van der Kolk is now able to run off under his own steam, but because the bench is all the way over on the other side of the ground, we're still waiting for Hawks to take his kick. Pozzo, briefly.
Yeah, just having a look up forward, I can see 2 or 3 loose Jacanta players. Looking at basically where this ball's going to go, so somebody may want to start manning up.
But Hawks is going to hand it off quickly. Ogilvie, trusted user of the ball, kicks it round this outer side wing. It's had very little action today, bouncing and into Jacanta possession. Underground handball, chasing after it here. Opportunity for Evans. He's under the pump though, with Cam Johnson closing in, and I think Johnson got him high there as he came in over with his knees into the upper body of Evans, and Evans is going to chip it to the back of the centre square, where O'Rourke, who's kicked the very important goal in this quarter, takes the mark.
So O'Rourke now out to the outer side of the commentary booth. So out on the club room side, Hawks gets the handball now over the top, and it's Bell, I believe, that's got the ball.
Correct, and the number 12.
Number 12, who has got the tagging job on name this quarter. Quick kick out for East Sunbury. We're now over on the forward flank, but Jacanta will clean up and send the ball back over into their forward line, but a good spoil there by the Sunbury player, and a boundary throw in almost on the 50-metre arc for Jacanta. We've travelled just over 24 minutes in this third quarter.
Well, they haven't made the most of the win in this quarter, East Sunbury. It feels as though they're holding on for dear life, even though they're the ones that are going to the attacking end here. And it's had an air of that all day, really, and I wouldn't be surprised if it feels the same way in the final quarter as well, with Jacanta playing from in front. They need a goal, East Sunbury. They'd love to hit the front if they can snag 2. Ball in dispute, half-back flank. And now there's the siren. Just 24 minutes with the wind advantage in that quarter, shortest quarter of the day so far. And the scoring, well, it reflects a 33 Will the game open up, or will it be an arm wrestle right to the finish? We're about to find out. Teo Pellizzeri, Travis Posnahosky, Adam Russell and Adrian Jamieson with you. It is Jacanta going to the scoring end in the final term, and Naim gets the first clearance. You heard the siren in the background. We'll go down to Jambo in a moment with his wrap from the three-quarter time huddle. Chris Johnson gets a handball out towards the half-forward flank, and it's over the line for a throw. Adrian Jamieson, as you rejoin us from the huddles, what did you hear at three-quarter time?
Yeah, it was over at the Jacanta huddle. They talked about pressure, work rate, voice, learn to finish off. They're expecting a 10-goal win from here.
Wow.
And full praise for Kimmer for the work he did in that quarter, being the loose man in defence, and he has actually started forward down there again.
So they're expecting to more than double their score in the last quarter?
Yes, they've got the belief. And this is something that he spoke about. If they're going to go anywhere this year, this is what they've got to do.
So it's down now on...
Ball on the half-forward flank, picked up by East Sunbury. And free kick going to Jacanta. Not sure what it was for there, but it's going to be coming back to Arnold, who is one of the goal kickers today. Not many out there on the ground. And he's going to be turning around and thinking about a set shot. He'll have to send it 50 metres, though, on a 45-degree angle. Shadows starting to extend across the ground as well, but it's East Sunbury who'll be looking into the sun in this final quarter. They've only got the one man back on the line, so maybe they think he's a little bit too far out to score. A few leads coming in. Here goes Arnold. This would be to make it a double-figure margin once again. It's a sack off the boot. Allowed to bounce, though. Chaotic, hazardous situation. And East Sunbury trying to break out from the last line of defence. They will get clean possession and emerge out of defensive 50.
So East Sunbury now coming out the commentary booth side of the field. And that looks like it's Stewart that's got it. Now on the half-back flank.
Oh, Curick.
I'm not sure what's happened there. He's actually been legged. He's probably lucky because he was about to get tackled there for holding the ball. Definitely a trip. Extremely lucky at the same time. So Curick for East Sunbury on the half-back flank, looking inboard. He's got nothing to kick to. He's going to go short to Hawks, who takes the mark right on the boundary line, about 70 metres out from the Jacanta goal. Now looking up forward to King. King, got to have good hands here. Couldn't quite gather, but he might grab it on the bounce, but the ball will go over the boundary line as we've travelled almost 2.5 minutes in this final quarter.
Adrian Jamieson, what could East Sunbury do to try and kick the necessary 3, maybe even 4 goals into the wind? I will come back to Jambo in a moment. Here comes the throw-in. Ball goes down. East Sunbury 2-on-1 situation. John's herring after it at ground level. Can't come away with the ball, but then does. Tries to break out. Is that prior opportunity? I think the umpire's blindsided through a sea of bodies. It's hard up against the boundary line, but it won't go out. It's going to have to be a ball up right next to the line on the wing. We've had very little play over on this outer side wing. Well, on the near side wing for us, our broadcast position, but the outer side wing for those in the club rooms during the day. Evans takes clean possession, took the risk, shouts a ball, umpire does not pay it. Ball coming out from ground level, Arnold with the clearance. Now East Sunbury trying to go back the other way. Man was knocked over there, King, and it's over and out for a boundary throw-in.
So we'll have another boundary throw-in. The ball hasn't moved far from when East Sunbury cleared it out of Jacanta's back 50. So the ball coming back into play now. Fleming will go up. He'll get the hit out over the top. Johns takes the ball. Could have been dispossessed. Probably should have been. Jacanta now to clear out. But East Sunbury will get a quick kick forward, and it's going to be marked there by Clooney. No, drop the mark. He'll go back after it. Try and grab it. O'Rourke now leading back in the chase. Taps it one in front of him. East Sunbury, though, gets the handball out. I'm not sure who that was. It looked like it was Bishop, who's chased on now. Clooney can't get the ball out. Wolf Graham in there as well. Cumulitis still down back for Jacanta. Hasn't been thrown back forward. Actually, that's Pointer, sorry. And now O'Rourke for Jacanta will just send a big barrel up forward through the middle of the ground.
It bounces in the centre square and then breaks away to the wind side. Johnson leading his opponent. Mockbell out to the ball. Can't take it. Jacanta still with clean hands, though. Kimolitis, this is who they want to kick it to, though. Inside forward 50 over the head of Morrison. Allowed to bounce about 25 metres out. Spoiled back to Woods' goal, and it does run through for a rush behind. 4 minutes gone. That's the first score. Jacanta 4-10-34. Up by 10 points. East Sunbury 3-6-24. Adrian Jamieson, what can East Sunbury try into the wind here to get the necessary 3 goals to hit the front?
Well, just take the game on, I think, and try and use your possession and try and run the lines, but we just see the ease with how quickly Jacanta got it in their forward line.
So the ball now out on the near side to the commentary booth on the forward flank for Jacanta. Will have another ball up. Looks like Wilkinson and Fleming will do the ruck work. Ball tapped in. Evans gathers. Handballs over the top. Quick kick, no, he's been tackled straight away, so a free kick to East Sunbury. He was just too slow there, and that looks like it was Edis of Jacanta who took on his opponent and just couldn't quite get the kick away.
Well, the good signs through the first 5 minutes are that East Sunbury aren't getting blown away. They've given themselves hope. They're within 2 straight kicks, 10 points the margin, and it would be some sort of an effort if they can get up from here. Kick round the wing, and Ogilvie used the body, and the umpire did say he pushed his man out, Austin. I reckon that's a bit unlucky there, and so it's going to be ball with Aaron Austin on the wing. Kicks it into the forward pocket. High ball, Kimolitis trying to get the sit. Johns went back with the flight, got the spoil away. It falls about 35 out from goal. Big tackle, and now the Jacanta man is taken to ground. It's going to be a ball up in the forward pocket, and it's still Jacanta 4-10-34 leading East Sunbury 6-3-6-24.
So almost 6 minutes gone. Not much happened yet in this last quarter, especially if Jacanta are going to be winning this one by 10 goals. Up goes the ball. Tackled immediately was Edis, and the umpire has pulled a free kick out for Sunbury. So a bit of relief here. They should be able to clear this one out. I'm not sure what the free kick was for, but they're right up against the point post, and they'll go across goal towards the opposite side of the ground to the commentary booth, and it's a mark there. I think it might be Brown that's got it in the back pocket. Awkward kicking style on his left. Sends it over the top, pushing the back, not paid there. So Jacanta once again should be able to clear and send this one back inside 50.
So the ball is allowed to bounce. Jacanta trying to run onto it. Couldn't take it cleanly. Fleming still in dispute. Fleming comes back in with a second effort. Johns comes through, took possession and then dispossessed immediately. Ball falls at the bottom of the pack. Umpire says a bounce. And Adam Russell, the game is very much following the similar pattern of it feels like East Sunbury are just clinging on, but they can't do much about scoring themselves.
Yeah, well, credit to East Sunbury. They've been good defensively so far. They're definitely not getting blown away by 10 goals, as Jacanta suggested, but they really do need to get on the score sheet if they're going to be any chance in this game.
Ball runs past King. Jacanta backtracking. O'Rourke got the handball. Ogilvie put his body in. Managed to spill it free. King again. Now a big fresh air shot coming through from Wilkinson. Almost collected an opponent. Lucky he didn't. And then the ball is in dispute. And at the bottom of the pack, umpire says another ball up. Stoppage heavy at the start of this final quarter. 7 minutes gone, and we've had just one behind going Jacanta's way. And I wonder, are we entering territory where they don't even need to kick a goal in this last quarter to win? Can East Sunbury at least get it back to a one-kick game and make them nervous? Bell had it and lost it. Aaron Austin now had it and lost it. Ball very hot potato at the moment. High tackle, and it's a free kick going Jacanta's way, and Young is going to emerge with the ball.
So Young is about 80 metres out from goal. Sends it, and that is one of the worst kicks I've seen today. It's off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a free kick to Sunbury. They'll be in their defensive 50 when they do take the free kick.
That's a little bit harsh, Podger.
There's been some shockers, but I reckon that was one of the worst.
Well, careful, guys, because when they're watching it back on EDFL.tv, they'll be coming for you, the players. They'll be expecting you to pull on the boots and prove them wrong if this keeps up.
Or officials, Tao.
I'm happy for them to prove me wrong.
So here's the ball on the half-back flank. Left-footed kick for East Sunbury. Into a contest once again. Getting up there, can't take the mark. O'Rourke diving in. Is that legging or high? It's going high. It's going East Sunbury's way. Play on, not to advantage because the man has just run himself into all sorts of trouble. And now, high up and under kick. It was Van Roosmalen who just rushed with the urgency but couldn't actually do anything with the ball. And now Siciliano's got it for Jacanta. Sends it to the top of the 50. Morrison coming in. One hand, couldn't bring it down. Kimolitis is there as well. Ball still in dispute. Body sliding in. Big pack. Who's going to come out with clean hands? It's a rolling maul and no one is able to emerge. And Adrian Jamieson, we've seen Morrison all day put one hand on some attempts at a mark, but he just can't clunk one in that forward line.
No, and he would be dangerous if he would one grab. He'd be lighting this competition up.
Well, Jacanta going to get a goal here. Nime runs onto it from the ball up into an open goal, and that is the first goal of the last quarter. Jacanta with the opener, so they now move to 5-10-40. Sunbury sitting on 3-6-24, so it could be a comfortable lead now for Jacanta, but they don't want to get too relaxed. They did want a 10-goal win coming out of the three-quarter time break. That's what was told, so a pretty slow start as we've travelled almost 9.5 minutes into this final quarter.
5-10-40 to 3-6-24. It's back out to the match-high 16-point margin, and that was at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. So it's as big as it's been all day. And Adrian Jamieson may be the game now at breaking point.
Yeah, it is, and interesting that East Sunbury are playing one loose in defence, but Jacanta have just gone and manned it up. So Jacanta have got a 7-man forward line, which could be of a bit of a disadvantage.
Okay, ball back up in the middle. Fleming doing the ruck work. Gets the tap straight to Naim, though. His kick is out to the wing, and it's going to bounce and break towards the half-forward flank. Players chasing it out towards the line. Austin is there, as is Arnold for Jacanta. He's been good today. Ball now, handballed in his vicinity. Can't take clean possession, but does pick it up at the second attempt. Now on to Evans. Left-footed attempt from the boundary is going to bend through for another behind. And as soon as they push it out to 19 points, guys, that will be game over because it would be a 4-score game. Right now it's 17. The game is at breaking point. 5-11-41 to 3-6-24.
So we've gone 10.5 minutes in the final quarter, just waiting for the ball to be fished out from behind the goals. As East Sunbury looking talks that'll bring the ball back into play. And all players break out to the commentary side, but he's going to go to the club room side. And it's going to be a 2-on-1 to Jacanta, but the ball goes over the top. Sunbury now, gather, run, get a quick kick out onto the wing, and gathered immediately by Clooney, who gives the handball off. Jacanta back inside 59, front position, but Ogilvie over the top will take the mark. It's probably been best on ground for East Sunbury, could possibly be best on ground across both teams, and he's at centre-half back at the moment and will chip it short, very short, inside the centre square.
Well, Bo Naim is putting up his hand in this last quarter as well. Kicking a goal, a lot of clearances, and now off the half-back flank. East Sunbury are going to go into the corridor. It's been a dangerous kick for them all day. Jacanta's got a 2-on-1. Siciliano is there, breaks a tackle, gets a handball away, still chasing after it. Clooney can't get to the ball. Wolfgram does first, gets the handball through the centre, back to Siciliano, has space to run, bounce once, bounce twice, top of the centre square, he just loads up, big high ball to the top of the goal square. Morrison! Oh. We called for the clunk and he's done it at the top of the goal square, and this will be the sealer. Billy Morrison, after going up in so many contests today unsuccessfully, has brought down a big contested grab.
Well, 3 of them went up, and 3 of them were from East Sunbury.
Morrison,
touched it.
10 metres out, puts it through. That'll be the game, and Jacanta moved to 6-11-47, leading East Sunbury 3-6-24. 12 minutes gone in the final quarter. Adrian Jamieson. Just
the Jacanta players then, just getting around Big Billy. He's kicked the goal, and nearly every single Jacanta player on the ground has ran over to congratulate him. That's a great sign of a team that play together.
And Adam Russell, we're 12 minutes into the last quarter, all of a sudden Jacanta might yet get that percentage booster after all, because you feel as though East Sunbury's spirit might have been broken here. They've had hardly any inside 50s in this last quarter, and it looks like being one-way traffic.
Yeah, Jacanta just starting to kick away now. As you said, that four sort of goal margin is probably enough to get the job done, and I think hopefully the spirits of East Sunbury don't drop, but it's there's the potential for that to happen.
So a free kick out of the centre square to Fleming, gathered there on the bounce by Spiteri. Quick kick forward, and it's good mark by Bell, who takes it at centre-half forward, looks inside 50, it's low, it's sharp, but it's not good because Clooney's going to cut it off on the bounce. But in front of him now is Lister of East Sunbury, gathers, and it has trickled over the boundary line. We're inside the attacking 50 for East Sunbury. We've travelled just over 13 minutes in the final quarter, and we have about a 4-goal lead to Jacanta after they've kicked the last 2 of the game. So the ball thrown in on the 50-metre arc. Up it's East Sunbury's side of the ground. And a throw out there. And the umpire's called it holding the ball, so it'll be a free kick to Sunbury. They'll look to reload yet again and try and get another goal on the board. They've been good today, but Jacanta look to have just responded when they needed to. Not a great kick there by East Sunbury. Collins bumped off the ball a bit too easily. Sunbury now looking to go. Bell tackled by 2 Jacanta players, and the umpire will ball it up at true centre-half forward for Sunbury.
So, attacking side of centre for the Thunder, but they haven't been down there into the field much. Bell gets the clearance. Wolfgram playing loose in defence. Big don't argue, just shrugs off an opponent and kicks it out to the wing position. Foot race. Can't get there first either player. They're 50-50 at the ball, and now over the line and out for a throw. And Adrian Jamieson, sideline.
We talk about the wind chill factor. I reckon it's dropped about 10 degrees here at the moment.
Well, it is going to be a warm Jacanta room. I don't know how happy they'll be with the margin. They probably need a few more to walk in and really roar the song. For now, though, they're probably only going to take the 4 points without too many smiles on their face. Ball in Jacanta hands. Wolfgram has lifted as the game's gone on. Bit of a torp round the wing. Good grab, good hands. Coming down with the mark and inside the forward 50 now. Picks out an East Sunbury opponent. Hawks can't mark though. Comes back through. Second attempt. Running. In fact, it's Rifle. He kicks it out of defensive 50 and Ogilvie takes the mark back at the centre square.
So Ogilvie now onto the outer side. Finds he's got a few loose teammates here and he's been held up immediately by Evans. So good marking there by Evans. Held them up and now East Sunbury away. Going through the middle of the ground here. Inside 50. But it looks like Jacanta have got numbers back here, but the umpire's found a holding, and it's going to go Sunbury's way. Jacanta were away there. O'Rourke had run away with it, but he's been called back, and Lampard there trying to get the 50-metre penalty, but the umpire not buying it. And he'll have a shot for goal about 30 metres out directly in front, whether he's got the distance in him. The wind seems to have died down at the moment, so he's going to have a shot about 30 metres out.
Oh, let's see if he can get the distance. It's a tough kick based on what we've seen today.
And he comes very close to the man on the mark. It's high. It's not going to get there. And Jacanta will rush it through for a behind. So the first score of the final quarter to East Sunbury is a behind. They move to 3-7. And Jacanta sitting on 6-13. So 19 shots.
No, 6-11.
6-11. So, sorry, I'm looking at the other scoreboard again. So 6-11, 47, 3-7, 25. It's Jacanta in front. We've travelled 16 minutes in this final quarter.
Over the top, handball from Johnson. Umpire says pushing the back. East Sunbury free kick. So I guess there's enough time that if Jacanta put the cue in the rack, they might leave themselves open to a comeback, but it's looking unlikely at this point in time. Mockbell's going to be ordered to come back and go over the mark. And Johnson there was pointing it out for Jacanta, saying that Mockbell hadn't gone back over his mark, and so everything comes to a stop. The ball's got to come back 50 metres. And now Cabal and Mockbell kicking into the wind. Lots of players in the defensive 50 guarding him at the moment. And so here's the kick. It's going to go wide into the forward pocket, looking for Fleming. Over his head, allowed to bounce. Jacanta first hands, Evans into the back pocket. In traffic here, King intercepts a handball and just throws it on the boot. Trying to bend it back like a banana. It didn't get the spin. O'Rourke comes out, gets the spoil, and now Jacob Austin peeling away. Handball, though, straight to an East Sunbury opponent. Thrown on the boot here by Smith. It's going to fall right next to the behind post, and King takes the mark. He is a left footer, so if he can come around on the angle here and kick a goal, it would bring it back to 16 points.
He's missed it.
And he's put it through for a point, so disappointing end result. Back to 21 only. 17 minutes gone in the last quarter. 3-8, 26, trails 6-11, 47.
So may have rushed it a bit there was King. And we're going 17.5 minutes in this final quarter. Just waiting for the ball to come back again before we get play underway yet again. It'll be Wolfgram that will bring the ball in for Jacanta. They've got a handy lead at the moment. Kicks into himself. Plays on. Then a long ball outside 50. It's going to fall over the top. Siciliano can't gather. Gets a tap out. It's 3-on-1 in favour of Jacanta. And if he holds this up here, which he does, it's a great bit of play there by East Sunbury. It was 3-on-1 in favour of Jacanta, and in the end, it looks like that was Spiteri who was able to hold play up.
We've got a three-quarter time score around the grounds. Avondale Heights 15-9.99, Airport West 10-5.65.
Name gathers over to Evans. He stops, looks over, finds Collins now, chips it back over the top, running forward now, and for Jacanta, it's Siciliano inside 50. He finds his man. Cumulaitis couldn't hold the mark, sorry. And Naim, he kept running. Handball's over the top. They're looking to kick another one, and they want to get moving as well, Jacanta. But East Sunbury are going to clear this one out to the outer side of the field, and they'll be able to run it along the wing after taking a good mark there on the half-back flank for Sunbury.
Ball around the wing. It's going to bounce, though. 50-50 contest. Jacanta trying to take possession here through Wilkinson. Does so eventually. And the ball now, again, hard up against the boundary line. East Sunbury trying again. Hospital hand pass. And is that over the line? I believe it is. The boundary umpire working his way around here. So 19 minutes now ticked over in this final quarter. And we've got Jacanta on their way to a victory. 21 points in front of East Sunbury at the moment. And that's bearing in mind that East Sunbury have only scored 25 points for the whole game to this point. Here comes the clearance, 26 in fact, should correct myself. And the ball bounces over the line for a ball in from the forward pocket. Adam Russell, as we tick into time on. Jacanta, I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy with the way they've played today, but at least they'll take a win.
Yeah, they've gotten the 4 points, I think. as we've mentioned during the call, they were probably looking for a bit of a percentage booster. They haven't gotten that today, but you know, 4 points, you can't complain.
So ball thrown back into play. Evans will pick it up. He'll give the handball off, and the ball sent back inside 50. It's a helicopter kick and cut off there, and I think that looks like a rifle, who for Sunbury will send the ball back along the wing. And Fleming went back with the flow of the ball, couldn't take the mark, and the ball has gone over for a boundary throw-in just in front of the Jacanta bench. We're 20 minutes in to the final quarter. It's 21-point lead to Jacanta.
So the ground bathed in sunshine at the moment. Very cold day up at East Sunbury, and a decent home crowd here. Not too many have left. They're watching this one right out to the end. The only game on in this part of the city, and the only game on in Strathmore Community Bank Division 2 today. Just repeating that around the ground score at three-quarter time. Avondale Heights 15-9-99 to Airport West 10-5-65. So nowhere near as bad as it was looking at quarter time, but Avondale Heights still comfortably in front. Up goes the ball. Morrison got the tap down. Name attempted to soccer off the ground. Ball back into dispute. Coming through, well played there by the East Sunbury man, Van Roosmalen. Kicks it to Hawks. Dangerous at the top of centre-half back, but he's able to take the mark. Now got to hit a target. And moving the ball, hitting targets has been a big problem for East Sunbury today. Hawks to Bishop. Bishop takes the mark. He'll break. Quick handball off here. They just want to move it on at all costs. It's East Sunbury. They kick a goal. They're not mathematically out of it. You've got to remember that much at least. It is only 4 goals the difference, but they haven't troubled the majors in this final quarter. That's the problem. In fact, they haven't kicked a goal since the first minute of the third quarter. It's become an increasingly long time, and now we've got a Jacanta free kick on the wing.
Yeah, so a free kick looking to go the way of Jacanta for a high tackle in the mark. He plays on immediately, sends it forward. Up goes Jacanta player, couldn't take the mark, and now Hawks has got it at centre-half back. Handballs it over the top. Trying to spin out of a tackle there was the East Sunbury play. He's tackled immediately though, and the umpire will throw it up at about centre-half forward for Jacanta. Almost 22 minutes gone in this final quarter. A couple of goals kicked for Jacanta in this final quarter, none to East Sunbury, as O'Rourke now gathers in the middle of the ground. Goes the banana on the right, and could be a push there. Umpire's called play on. Gathered by, I think it looks like Chris Johnson. Eventually gets the handball out, and now Jacanta looking to get the ball back inside 50. It's exactly what they do. Up goes an East Sunbury player, but I think it's been a mark there by Edis, who's just plucked it with one hand as it's gone over the top of his opponent. And Edis will go back and take a shot on goal from about 30 metres out, 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, he's been a good option inside forward 50 today, Edis. He's come down with the ball a few times, presented well, and he'd love to cap off his day with a goal that would stretch it out to a match-high 27 points.
So in he comes. It's a 50-metre penalty,
well,
so it's about the third of the day. About the third one of the day, I think, that could cost East Sunbury a goal. Not sure what it was for, but Edis will make an absolute certainty of it now as he comes into the goal square. He'll still go through his whole routine, take a few steps back, come in and kick it over the umpire's head, and that is Edis's first goal of the day. It's Jacanta's third of the quarter, and they move to 7-11-53, and they lead East Sunbury 3-8-26. We've travelled 23 minutes into the final quarter.
Oh, 27 points, Adam Russell. That's the game high margin.
Yeah, yeah, we're done from here. I think Jacanta might try kick a couple more goals for that percentage boost, but it's looking pretty done.
Well, the third quarter only went 24 minutes. The first only went 26, and the second is the long one at the moment at 28. So 23 and a half minutes in, they might have time for 1 or 2 more. Margin currently at 27.
It's 2 minutes left.
2 minutes. So at worst, they're going to lose this one by 40 points, East Sunbury, and really, they would walk away losing by 27, frustrated that they couldn't capitalise with the wind, but maybe certainly not ashamed of their performance. Ball in dispute on the wing. Bo Nime paddling it to himself. Can't take possession. Evans there to lend support. And now coming through, Hawks wins the ball. East Sunbury trying to move it. King with a left foot kick round the half-forward flank. It's allowed to bounce in forward 50. Jacanta with numbers, but coming through making a good contest there is Spiteri. And now taking to ground the East Sunbury man. It's at the bottom of the pack, and it's going to be a ball up inside the attacking 50, right in front of our commentary van. We've seen very little of the action up close and personal today due to the cross-ground wind. One of the rare exceptions. And now ball is straight back into a tackle from the ball up, so it's going to be thrown up once again. In the dying stages of this one, they can maybe clean up the scoreboard a little with a late goal here, East Sunbury. They'd hate to finish on a goalless final quarter. Good smother. That'll trap the ball inside forward 50, but Wolfgram rips it out. Bonheim sells some candy, then dribbles it along the wing. Johnson can't take clean possession. He's frustrated there as he fumbles out of play. And Mockbell right on his hammer. The umpire has actually paid that out of bounds on the full.
Yep, great call by the young boundary umpire there.
So ball into the forward 50, and this might be the chance because Ogilvie has marked 45 metres out directly in front. 25 minutes ticks over. I don't know if he'll be able to go the journey. Might have to either play on and sell some candy to the man on the mark, or maybe just kick it long to the hot spot and hope that Fleming or someone can bring down a grab or crumb it on the line. They would love to finish with a goal though, East Sunbury. 25 minutes gone. Long run up here for Cayman Ogilvie. He'll kick from right on the paint of 50. It's got the distance. It's got the accuracy. And that is a great goal. And East Sunbury, they won't go goalless in the final quarter. They won't take home the 4 points, but they will take home some new fans today and a bit of respect as well, because they fought this one out. 4-8-32, trailing at Jacanta 7-11-53 by 21 points.
And that kick was just like what wind? He's just gone back and drilled that. That's a beautiful kick for goal.
If he wasn't so important in the forward 50, Adam, they might have done well to leave him at half forward.
Yeah, he's been really good today. I think he can hold his head up high. He's one of the East Sunbury players that's really done well. Probably could have been a sneaky chance for best on ground if they'd gotten the points, but I think the best on ground player probably goes to a Jacanta, whether it's a Bo Nime, or I've liked the work of Michael Evans today as well.
So ball back in the middle. It is 7-11-53 to 4-8-32.
So the umpire bounces it, calls play on. We've probably got less than a minute left, and East Sunbury, and player taken high, couldn't get the free kick though. King taken down in a big strong tackle there. The ball loose. Eventually it comes out, and it's going to be Sunbury that'll go forward. They'll look to get another inside 50 and hopefully another goal. Spiteri takes the ball, and now here's their chance. Inside 50, looking for Lister, who couldn't quite take the mark. A good spoil there by his opponent. Bishop dispossessed, and the umpire has called a throw, and it'll be a Jacanta free kick inside their defensive 50. And it looks like that's Young that's got the free kick as he goes along the wing and finds the man that Adam mentioned, Evans, who I agree has played a very good game out on that wing. Looks like he hasn't had much of an opponent all day. Now on the forward flank for Jacanta, but East Sunbury, they're still pressing. They're going to run this one out until the siren goes. King gathers, handballs over the top, and there is the siren just as they were making their way. It's a 21-point win to Jacanta. The final score there, if you've got it, Teo, sorry.
Yep, the final score on the EDFL match of the day, 7-11-53 Jacanta, East Sunbury 4-8-32. Adrian Jamison has made